Okay. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I've literally been trying to shoot this video for probably like a week and a half now. And yeah, never works out in my favor. I've recorded this already. My camera died. Didn't realize my camera died until after I was done, thought I was done. And I'm just like, okay, let's look at the footage. And then realize it cut off 16 minutes into it. So I couldn't even that wasn't even half of my footage for me to, edit down or whatever. But I don't know. I'm just over it. So at this point, I basically decided to not do any of that. You are going to get the full, like, just raw version of this. I'm not editing anything because this video should have been up 2 days ago. I posted on my Facebook page that this video was going to be up on the 28th, which was 2 days ago, which was my birthday. Um, yeah, and that didn't happen due to everything else that is called life. So I'm uploading it now. Um, this is going to be a slightly different video than I'm going to be putting on my channel usually. Um, you'll see in the future and have I've been, saying on my Facebook page and my Instagram. I'm basically going to be doing like hair tutorials and some fashion things and stuff like that. But to start off, I realized that I kind of needed to get this specific video out of the way first before I go into any of my other footage. So that's why I'm here. This specific video, like I said, is going to be very different compared to most of the videos that I will be posting on this channel. But we'll get to that in a second. Um, this video stems from my life, basically. There's a lot of people that already know this story. Well, I won't say a lot, but there's enough people that already know this story, and this is for everybody else that doesn't. So we'll start way, way back in the day. And I'd say in about the sixth grade or so is when I started to kind of realize that I was different than the other little, boys and whatever that was running around. I noticed my difference. I didn't realize what it was at the time, but that's when I started to notice it, like actually really notice it. Once I was able to put a name with what it was, I realized that this is something that society has deemed unacceptable, and I've seen the bullying and all of that stuff, and me not wanting to go into all of that and get into all of that and put myself through that, I decided to not say anything to anyone about anything, and that's basically how I lived my life for the next few years after that. Um, because of me doing that, it kind of caused me to fall a little bit into a depression in middle school. Nobody would have ever known. Nobody. This is part of it that I've not really told anybody, but I did fall into a bit of a depression back then. Granted, I was able to put on a full, smiling face and have everybody fooled, but it is what it is. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can relate, but I'd say about in the end of seventh grade or so, I started going into like Yahoo chat rooms and stuff just to kind of talk to people, like-minded people and whatnot. And I did that for a while and got to meet a lot of people or whatever over the span of a few months or so. And I ended up meeting this one individual, which I will call him Jason. No, Frankie. We'll go with Frankie. So, this individual, Frankie, I met him in this chat room, and we basically kind of hit it off right off the bat. We started talking back and forth, and I'm just like, this is a really cool person. I would like to get to know, and that's basically what we did over the next like few years. Was kind of get to know each other more and more, and I like started to realize like obviously I'm developing feelings for this person or whatever. So like let's see where that can lead. He was kind of hesitant getting into the whole relationship thing. It was a long distance thing because I was in Florida and he was in New York. Um, but I was just like, whatever. I mean, that age, whatever. I'm just like, I'm just, in love with you. Not really in love at that moment in time, but I'm like, I really have these strong feelings for you. I want to see where this could go, you know, in a relationship. So, whatever. Eventually, he caved and was just like, okay, let's give it a shot. And that kind of started things for us. And, like, I'd say midway through my eighth grade year in middle school. Um, so that went on for a couple years. I'd say the beginning of my sophomore year in high school is when I really was like, realized that I'm in love with this kid. Like, I'm deep in love with this kid. And not being able to share your happiness with anybody, because, like, at this moment, I still haven't told anybody anything. So this is completely like, something that's done under the radar. Um, I haven't told anybody anything, but at this point, it's starting to wear on me because I'm like, I'm so happy in my personal life, and people notice that I'm happy and they're questioning it, but I'm just like brushing it off, like, oh, I'm just living life, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the real reason behind it is him. So I got to a point where I felt like I couldn't hide it anymore. So I decided that I was going to start telling my closest friends just to see what their reaction would be. So I kind of started that, and I started with my best friend, Kathy. I'm sure she's watching this. But I started with her. She was probably one of the first people I told. I've known Kathy since the third grade. So we go way, way back. But I started with her, and she was just like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, it is what it is. I don't look at you any differently." And I'm like, "Okay." So obviously, the more this kind of goes on, the easier it became for me personally, letting people know, and like my whole coming out thing. Um, I'll get to the point why I use quotations in a second, but that whole situation of doing that, it became easier the more people I did it with, and not getting rejected and not having people turn their backs on me really helped me personally. So I became an overall happier person because now I have these people that know, and that I've introduced to him, and they've talked to him, and all of that good stuff. So I'm like, now it's on. I was really happy in life at that point. But with all that being said, it was something that I never discussed with any of my parents, like any of my parents. I haven't discussed with my parents or any of my family members at this point. I'm sure they started to question things just because of my mood and stuff. And, like I said, how happy I had been and whatever, but they never really was able to kind of pinpoint things. I was also kind of, that's a whole other story. But, anyways, so yeah, me and his relationship kind of went on throughout high school for me, and I graduated back in 2007 from high school, and we ended up breaking up. I think the year after that, I was 19 when we broke up. But anyways, after high school, I kind of went along to like just live my life. I'm with my friends now. Once I turned 18, I started going out so I can get into clubs and stuff. Now I used to sneak out and go to Pulse. So I was originally from Orlando, Florida. I forgot to mention that. Not Orlando, but Deltona, Florida. It's a kind of suburb of Central Florida. I just say Orlando because that's what most people know. So yeah, just so you can be familiar with the area. But there's a club in Orlando called Pulse. I'm sure by this point all of you know about that. But I used to go there on a regular basis. Um, I used to go by myself because at that point I don't have any gay friends or anything like that to go with. So I would go by myself just to kind of experience, what it's like to be around a bunch of my people, So I would go by myself. I would always have a good time, dancing, meeting random people. That was cool. And then I ran into a group of people that I went to high school with. And they all randomly, it was like, I remember like it was yesterday. Literally, I'm like in the club by myself, whatever. And I turn around and I recognize a familiar face. I'm just like, what the hell? I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, what are you doing here? Like, we're literally doing that whole thing, going back and forth. Because at this point, like I said, I didn't know any of them were, gay or lesbian or whatever. Um, it was just kind of a shock to see them. But after I saw him, I saw another one and another one and another one. It was literally like a group of like six of them. I know like Jeffrey, James, Ayana, Nelson. Like it was a group of them. And I'm just like, oh my God, like this is crazy. I didn't expect to run into you guys here. But whatever. From that point on, it's like we kind of all grew closer as a group. I started hanging out with them more. I would go out to the clubs with them instead of going by myself. And I kind of built up my friendship with them, which is obviously a very lasting friendship. I went to high school with all of these people, some of them middle school, and I'm still cool with them to this day. And some of them are actually my roommates, but yeah, that's a whole different story. But yeah, that was cool. As my life kind of went on, I ended up taking a break after taking a break from school. My camera's doing something really weird right now. Not sure what's going on with this flickering or how long that's been happening, but you're gonna get the raw footage, so whatever the hell that is what you're gonna get. But yeah, after where the hell was I? That just distracted me. After after high school and I took a break from school. I didn't want to go straight into college, but I ended up going to Le Cordon Bleu, and from there I met bunch more people, new friends of mine, and some of them we became like really good friends with. That kind of started me on my hair journey. My friend Giggles that I met, her name isn't Giggles, but that's the nickname that I gave her because she laughs at every fucking thing. When I first met her, so it was just like one of those things. I automatically like your name is Giggles. Like I know what your real name is, but your name is Giggles, and that's basically the nickname that everybody now, all of my friends at least, know her as. Is because I mean it fits. You ever meet her, it fits. Um, but she was really into like dyeing her hair all of these different colors and doing different stuff. And at this point, I've always had longer hair, but it's never been something that I've really wanted to touch because my hair was always, as a black person, my hair, grows really slow as it is. But my hair was really healthy and it was really long. And I've had my hair since the sixth grade. So for me, it was like, I don't want to mess with it. But I got to a point in my life where I was just like, kind of over this. Like, I need something new. I was wearing braids for a while. I went to straight hair, and after that, it was just like started trying new things. After hanging out with her, I started styling my hair differently. She's really into like the pinup type stuff, so I was doing like kind of taking inspiration from that, and doing my own spin on it, and that was cool. And then she started with the whole dyeing thing, so I was like, but I started dyeing it slowly but surely, and now, as you can see, my hair is all purple and blue. This is kind of my signature thing. I've been like this for a couple years now. But anyways, I'm getting way off subject to where I wanted to go with this. um, so basically, as my life has grown on, one thing is with me, I've always been myself. I've always been 100% myself. I've never, acted any differently around certain groups of people or certain people in general, whatever. I've just always been myself. So it was never something that I felt like I was really hiding. And then I got into the whole thing of like, oh, why do gay people have to come out? Like, straight people don't have to come out of the closet. Then why do gay people have to do that? And da 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 da. It's not fair. So I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to be me and live my life. And that's it. That's just that. It's always been my mentality on things from a while back. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I feel like the reason that I needed to make this specific video is for mainly all of my family that I'm sure over the years have questioned a lot of things but never said anything to me. And I thank you for not confronting me on it because it's like I wasn't ready at the time. So, you have to give me time to kind of follow my own path and do my own thing. Um, so this is mostly for them and all of my other friends that maybe don't know the full story of my past relationship and like stuff that I kind of went through as a gay kid growing up. Now, to the point of me using quotations, I use quotations when I say that because I do not like using titles. For me personally, it's just not my thing. So I say gay because of my attraction to men, but at the same time, I'm also still attracted to women. I don't like using the term bisexual either. I just don't like terms. I just don't like labeling like that. So for me, you ask me, it's fluid. What it is. I'm more, at this point in my life, I would be more focused on connecting with a specific soul and an energy and, you know, that type of thing than an actual person. Like, obviously, attraction has to be there, physical attraction has to be there too, but at the same time, I feel like I'm looking for something more. So, I don't know. That's just where I am in life. Um, so yeah, that's kind of like the some of the backstory, the very kind of broken down backstory, because I'm not going to be editing this. I'm not really going into super detail with a lot of stuff because I don't want to make this video super long, and it's probably already like 15 minutes ish, but whatever. Um, yeah. So I say all of that to say this. I've been putting off this channel for a really long time. All of my friends know this. I've been talking about starting this channel for years. I originally did shoot a video back in like 2012 or something, and I uploaded it, and that video is now private because it's horrible. But I've been talking about this for a while, but I feel like this specific video is what's been holding me back from doing that, because I always second guess, like, what is everybody else gonna think? You know, what is my family gonna think that don't know this history of me, or whatever? Like, what are they gonna think about me in general? I don't know. So I just figured I'd put this out there for everybody to see, and this is gonna be me kind of washing my hands of it. It is what it is. You know, if anybody wants to reach out to me, talk, whatever, blah blah blah, that's fine. But this is basically me addressing the elephant in the room, so to speak. Also to say that on the 28th, 2 days ago, I turned 29 years old. So this is a long time coming for sure. But I want to make this year, my journey to 30, as I'm calling it, this year my best year, period. And I feel like that means no holding back on doing things that I really wanted to do. Um, putting myself first, not like focusing more on like my health and my fitness. I want to get into better shape. I want to like just be better as a person and live my life to the fullest and not like waste time. And I feel like I have kind of been like stuck in this situation, even though I have been like kind of still progressing somewhat. I've been progressing in life, yes, but I'm not to where I want to be. And I realize that I've been holding back. So this is me not holding back anymore, basically. From this point on, I'm going to be trying to live my life to the absolute fullest. I'm going to try it. I'm going to give myself a year. I'm going to try it straight on for a year, my journey to 30, all the way up until I turn 30. So what I will be doing, on top of the fact that I'll be uploading videos daily, well, not daily, but probably once or twice a week. I'll try to get to twice a week. But I'll be uploading videos on a pretty steady basis. Those will mostly be like hair tutorials, different DIYs for like different like outfits and fashion and stuff that I've done. I do make a lot of the stuff that I wear, and um, let's see. Like this shirt, for instance, which is one of my favorite things that I've ever done. But yeah, like I make a lot of stuff and I do a lot of different random things, So I'll be covering tutorials on how I did that, how those things are made, and whatever, as well as like different hairstyle tutorials and stuff like that, and just life. But the 28th of every month, which is when this video should have been uploaded, the 28th of every month, I will be doing a check-in with you guys. I'll be letting you guys know where I am within my journey. If I, you know, started a new diet or something, started eating better, started going to the gym, am I losing weight? Like, where am I progressing within my career? Like, the 28th will be a day where I'll be checking in with you guys. And with myself at that point. Really, it's more kind of like a diary-ish type situation that I'll be doing on the 28th, but everybody else will just be along for my journey, so that'll be cool. But yeah, I'm here for all feedback. Write whatever in the comments, please. Any questions for any of my friends or family or anything that is watching this, you can also write in the comments, text me, call me, whatever. I'm actually shooting this right before I have to leave to go to work. So probably not today, you shouldn't do that. But in general, just like whatever. You guys have any questions, that's fine. As for everybody else, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe. Definitely subscribe. I have a lot of content that I have planned coming up. Obviously, I've been procrastinating for a year, so I have a lot of stuff that I have in mind. So definitely subscribe, like this, share it, get this out there, comment, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in my next video for sure. Thanks.